Oh, rodeo.
Whoa!
Rodeo.
Rob squared!
Take it easy.
Wow, I just got this hat.
You're going to ruin it.
Real quick, rip to my Levitard hat, which was a big part for the last 2 weeks of our podcast. Oh, I went bowling with it and I left it, and somebody in the COVID, this is COVID, took my hat.
It's kind of gross.
They didn't turn it in to lost
The real question is, like, why would you take off the hat and leave it there?
Because I can't bowl in a hat.
You wore it there.
I can't bowl in a hat.
No.
But I wanted to wear it because I love it. I feel good in it. It gave me powers. So now this podcast is going to suck.
Did you rodeo every time you were about to throw a strike?
I wanted to. No, when I threw a strike, I went back to the chair where I had it on and I rodeoed. Oh. So, Rob squared, and this is the recap show. Week 4 recap. We're already done with week 4. Can you believe that?
It's a quarter of the way, right?
What the fuck? Like, football season just changes time. Like, everything.
Right? Like, it's been a month. Like,
Dude, how? How?
I still remember being excited that the season was starting.
I was so excited when I was getting ready to draft.
I'm still excited about Nick Chubb's potential. Even though it's 4 games in. I'm still waiting.
He's only playing 48% of the snaps.
Exactly. I'm still waiting for that potential to hit. I'm still excited for my team to start. It feels like it hasn't started yet.
A lot of them are 2-2, so technically they haven't started because you're 500.
Well, that's why I was
when you're 4-0, you're already in the playoffs.
I was brushing around that. I was focusing a little too much on it.
So, week 4 recap. They usually tend to go very long, and we're going to go quick like we do every week, and it's an hour and 40 minutes.
It's the opposite what you say to
Let's try to go an hour
your girlfriend.
And 20.
You're like, hey, this will be real quick.
Oh, it never is.
And then the pressure builds, and all of a sudden
and then she's looking at me.
You're trying to overperform. So
she's always telling me, she's like, I can tell when you're trying.
So stop putting the pressure on us.
Yeah, stop, please, women. Yeah. And then she's always like, I can tell when you're trying. I'm like,
women, right?
I have to try, because then you're putting the pressure on me to finish fast, and I'm just trying to enjoy it.
What's the deal with all the women?
That's a good Jerry. All right, we're gonna go real quick on Thursday. Jags and Bengals. We recorded a Thursday halftime for one of our last shows.
At the time, it
was all Jags.
14-0.
And then I think somehow, Urban got a text at halftime saying there's going to be a party afterwards. And so he starts looking into what outfit to wear and looking into this after.
He's going to make sure he has his pink polo dry cleaned before.
He's trying to get his Viagra source hooked up. He's like, well, I don't have any on me, but fuck, man.
Obviously, his guy with the gloves didn't come through. His rubber gloves.
So we'll go over the game real quick, and then we'll touch on Urban Meyer. We'll teaser for you, because this has to be talked about. So the game was 24-21 Bengals. They came back big in the second half.
Yeah.
It was shocking, actually. And it was really bad coaching for Urban Meyer. Spoiler alert! So, snap share. We're going to start with the Jags first and some takeaways here.
Go ahead.
So, Carlos Hyde was kind of a surprise inactive. We didn't hear anything about his injury, and apparently there was a shoulder injury. We didn't hear about it, though.
Yeah, just the whole situation there. Fantasy-wise, I think we discussed almost ad nauseum. Is there anyone worth looking at fantasy-wise? And I think the only answer is James Robinson right now.
And here's why. Because James Robinson, obviously Hyde was inactive, 95% of the snaps.
Yeah.
And when they were winning, of course, Urban went away from him. Killing it in the first half. Killing it. Yeah. Sorry, we're killing on Urban, but just wait. So 95%, which is amazing. That's like Najee Harris shit, right? Unreal.
That's what you want. That's what you're hoping for.
The Jags only ran 56 snaps this game, so it was pretty low. Usually it's 60 to 65 is an average NFL game per team. That's the takeaway I have here. He played real well. It was 2 touchdowns. Sorry, let me pull this up. A little unprepared here. 18 for 78 and 2 touchdowns. Added in, well, actually, it wasn't bad because he wasn't good. You had that bet on him where he had a negative 2 yards receiving. In PPR, though, that one catch. Yeah. Right?
No, so with the Jags, I think basically to take what you want to take out of this game is they were competitive for a little bit, but they fell apart in the second half. If you're looking fantasy-wise, the only person you're looking at is James Robinson, I think.
That's about it.
Maybe Chenault.
Chenault up for sure.
I think only in a PPR league you're looking at Chenault. If you're looking betting-wise, the news that came out after the game is where I think that's going to affect Jacksonville. But with Cincy, I'm curious what you
So with the Bengals, they ran 58 snaps. It was a pretty low-scoring, slow-paced game, if you will.
So 58 to what did you say?
56 snaps. Usually there's about 125 to 130 snaps.
So 56 to, what was Jags?
56 for Jags, 58 for the Bengals. So a little bit slower, but usually it's like 65, 65. Mixon played 69%. P. Ryan played 28%. And as we're recording this, Mixon is, I've heard week to week and also heard day to day.
Yep.
So I'm guessing he's probably out this week.
Most recent update is day to day. But I think that's the coach is saying. I don't.
Right.
What does week to week mean?
They play the Packers this week. The nice thing is they're 3-1. If I was the Bengals, I'd hold them out this week. You're probably losing to Green Bay either way. 3-2. Get the guy healthy. He is your team, right? Like I know Joey B's solid and like they got good receivers, but the heartbeat of that team is Joe Mixon. Would we agree? All the touches he gets, he's the bell cow. I mean,
I think if you're looking long term. If you're thinking long-term success for the Bengals, Mixon
you need
is
him healthy,
essential.
right? Because
for short term, I'll say this much: looking forward to Packers at Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is one of the bigger letdown spots for any team in the NFL right now.
Green Bay was
Green Bay going to Cincy. Cincy's coming off a big win. I think they're all momentum right now.
They are 3-1, man.
They're riding a wave right now. They did not expect to be here. They're riding a wave. I think they're going to come in hungry, where Green Bay's coming off a couple of big wins. Even though Pittsburgh is not the greatest team, it's still a big win for them on the road, I believe. And then prior to that, they were Sunday Night Football. And then the week before that, week 2, I think they were Monday. Monday night.
It was a dope comeback.
So my point is they came out flat in the beginning. Packers came out flat in the beginning of the season against Saints. They had a Monday night, a Sunday night, and then a big game against their AFC like rivals almost, the Steelers. So I think there was a big 3 emotional games, and now they're going to a noon game that's on the road.
10 days rest too, right?
To me, if I'm looking one way, I'm looking Cincy, or I'm not betting this game.
Should have told me that before I did them in a bunch of teases.
I
did the Packers, but I got them like +6, so I'm not worried about them losing by a touchdown.
To me, I just think Cincy, I think, is just going to come out a little more hungry. So I like them plus points. But if you have Packers
3.5,
if you have Packers plus points,
right? It's
I like that, of course.
So C.J. Uzomah had a huge game. Had that nice
tight end.
31-yard touchdown, 5 catches, 92 yards, and 2 tutties. Super nice.
Are you looking at him?
No. Deep leagues, stash. I don't know. I mean, maybe not stash, but
really,
yeah.
If you're I guess if you don't have one of the top 3 or 4 tight ends,
be streamed.
If you don't have Kelsey, Goddard, or no, Kelsey, Hawkinson, or Waller, I
Andrews,
think maybe Fant,
Kittle, Fant these days for sure.
Yeah, so it might be someone you're looking at.
I do like the matchup this week though with Green Bay. Potential shootout. So Higgins missed this game, which also helped Uzomah. Higgins is back most likely this week.
Okay.
Boyd ate. He ate. Boyd played well. He looked fucking great.
Watching him, he looked good. Not just the stats, because those going to be confusing.
Our man, the Dolphin. Okay. Well, he doesn't play. Yeah, Jamar Chase, a Dolphin. He hasn't been catching like a Dolphin. He's been catching like a human. He had kind of a letdown game.
I'll say
6 for 77.
He's been catching like a superhuman.
He did get 9 targets though, so he's going to be involved. I mean, it's going to hurt a little bit when Higgins comes back. They got 3 guys instead of 2 sharing that pie.
Yeah.
And that's really all I have about the Bengals.
With Jamar, to me, like his role didn't change with Higgins in it, with Higgins out. Jamar Chase is he's a game changer in the NFL.
He is.
Regardless.
We were wrong on him.
Yep. But we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Like Jamar,
I've
changed my tune on Jamar. Like
he's some kind of manatee or whale. He's not really a dolphin.
Don't expect 2 touchdowns every week. The production is going to come and go. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
But he's a real player in fantasy.
Well, see, we already spent probably 10 minutes on this one game. We haven't talked about Urban Meyer.
Thursday night.
Yeah. It's such a great game.
Yeah.
Let's real quick, or
we already did the first half of this one too.
Let's talk about Urban Meyer real quick.
So what do you got?
Ties into next week against Titans. It's not good. So after the game, they're 0-4. They blew that game. He's in Cincinnati. He's in Ohio. He coaches at Ohio State, so he's in his backyard. He's got a lot of friends.
That's where I think that's where
it's probably where he lives.
Yeah.
Apparently, he owns a restaurant. Thanks, Rylan, for that.
Something.
Yeah, he told me that info. So, anywho's, Urban Meyer doesn't fly home with the team, which is strange for one. Like, that doesn't happen. That's a red flag.
Everyone I've heard talk about it every former professional player, every former GM has never seen that in their entire career.
Okay, so he doesn't do that.
It's
and then
not just unusual, it's
forbidden.
It's very frowned upon in the moment before the news came out.
So he said he stays to his wife and his grandkids are there. So his quote is, after all this thing, we'll talk about what happened, but he says, quote, "I stayed to see the grandkids, and we all went to dinner that night at the restaurant," which he owns. There was a big group next to our restaurant, and they wanted me to come take pictures, and I did. Naturally. So he sends his wife home with the grandkids. I'm going to go catch up with my friends.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Presumably, they all be males, middle-aged, right? Harmless fun.
You'd think so.
I would hope so.
Well, most people would think that, but this is Urban Meyer. And he's going to a restaurant he owns.
To paint the picture of what happened, and you can look this up, maybe we'll link it. If not, it's really easy. Just type in Urban Meyer. Yeah, we're not going to link it. I want to. But no. So there's many pictures that surface and then videos later of him being very flirtatious, very handsy with young women.
Yep.
Younger than us.
Yeah.
Dressed slutty and, yes, taking pictures, touching, all this kind of stuff. And then after the whole press conference he did, there's a video that surfaced where she's grinding on him and his hands are...
They almost disappeared.
In her... unmentionables.
Yeah.
They're there. I mean, it doesn't look good.
He looks like a magician.
He's picking a wedgie, right? So he's picking her wedgie, which maybe she had a wedgie. I think he was trying to feel something else.
It hasn't been confirmed either way.
So then his quote is, when asked about this, he says, "They were trying to pull me out on the dance floor, screwing around, and I should have left." So now he's blaming them because they wanted him on the dance floor, even though he has a girl on him grinding and he's picking wedgies. So he didn't mention the wedgie. He should have been like, "She had a wedgie. I'm trying to help her out."
Yeah.
Not good, dude. It's not good. No. And the history with Urban Meyer is worse. And you called it on one of the first episodes we ever did when I was talking about Travis Etienne. You said you wanted no part of the Jaguars. They're trash. Urban Meyer's running what he thinks is a college program in the NFL with professional athletes who are no nonsense. They're professionals, dude.
Well, there's a big difference. Like imagine being Urban Meyer at a program that's won national championships left and fucking right, and you're there to win a national championship. So when a kid, 18, 19 years old, comes in, he might be one of the best 18, 19-year-olds in the country, but his life is dependent on your guidance.
Recommendations.
Now, like when he doesn't have that luxury. Now he's going in and talking to 27, 28-year-old men. They're making more money than him, and their livelihood relies on his guidance.
Yes.
And so...
And they've worked hard to get there.
There's no bullshitting those grown men. You can bullshit the young kids. You can't bullshit the kid. You can't... Not the men. Like, these men, like, they're all in it together.
Yes.
And
winning equals money to those guys, mostly, right?
And for most of the kids, they were talking to Urban Meyer, or playing for him, under him, rather, are relying on Urban Meyer's reputation to excel them to the NFL. Now... These players have already established themselves. Most of them have contracts already. And now they're looking at Urban Meyer like, "You're going to fuck up my money in the future. Because we're going to be winless.
Yep.
I'm not going to catch touchdowns. The defense is going to give up 1 million touchdowns. So either side you're on, you're looking at Urban Meyer like what? Why are you here? What are you doing for me?
Right.
It's not like I'm not relying on you anymore. Now you're relying on me to perform. I'm not relying on you. And it's completely different. Like, there's no chance in hell... Looking forward, I have to say it now.
It's not good.
The fact that the Titans are only -4.
Yeah,
I know both the receivers are out, but if one of them gets ruled in, it's going to be a touchdown plus game spread. There's no chance in hell. If you want to call pick of the year, game of the year, this is so far up to this point.
He lost the locker room before this. And now it's like, this is a joke, dude. This is an episode of South Park, right?
The fact that he still has a job right now, like, I think he's hoping he doesn't get divorced and loses his job. Like,
you said that there should be a parlay on DraftKings.
I wish there was, because
can it be the same day? Can his wife file for divorce and can he get fired? And what are the odds on that?
I would parlay them both. I'm curious what the odds are on
that. I'd make that bet.
Because
a couple more things on Urban Meyer though, real quick. So, the history of behavior that hasn't been highlighted and how he got a job is just crazy.
Yeah.
Because Florida, right? Florida was Aaron Hernandez. The arrest squad,
we talked
all that shit.
I'm not okay.
I'm just saying, dude. he repeatedly let players keep on playing after failed drug tests. Like, it's known, dude. He let people off the hook.
But I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Look, I know the connection you're trying to make. I'm not gonna associate.
I'm not gonna go there.
I'm not gonna associate a guy that maybe does blow every once in a while and likes to touch a girl's ass with a murderer. Like,
no. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm saying he's always let, like, obviously the grades and all that shit and, like, the arrests don't matter. He lets them play.
Yeah.
Not good. Ohio State, Zach Smith, his assistant.
But he's not the only one. So if you think Urban Meyer's the only one, like, that's not.
But it's still not good, man.
I'm not trying to, like, I'm not
You're
even.
not trying to
I'm
get
not
too
even
serious
trying.
in this?
No. I'm not trying to, like, look at it through rose-colored glasses. I'm not an Urban Meyer guy. I'm not Ohio State. I'm not for it. There's no.
Well, you hate Urban Meyer more than me. So.
Well, no, I just doubted him a lot more than everyone else. Like, to me, this was a mess going into the season, and now the mess, like, it just happened a lot sooner than I thought. I thought this was maybe a year out, but it's
4 weeks.
Like, Urban's, he's already gone. Like, if he goes in the next season as the coach, fucking.
So Zach Smith, his assistant, whatever. Real quick, in 2015, told Urban Meyer's wife that she was getting abused by his assistant coach. Urban Meyer repeatedly in 2018, 16, 17 said, "I didn't hear anything about this. Didn't do anything about this." Then she eventually got, like, a restraining order. He got arrested, and then, like, that's why he left Ohio State. But he could have stopped this in 2015, right? Like,
he's a piece of shit. I mean, the bottom line is, like, his team is not going to be prepared for next week.
Right.
So don't play any of those fantasy players and bet against them.
I'll play James Robinson still.
Good luck. That's the only advice I'm going to give you is don't play anyone on Jacksonville and bet the fucking Titans. Like,
all right. Well, that's our Thursday night little recap. We'll be back with the early games. But Rob Squared.